God knew gods and goddesses, kings and queens. God knew was God and you, the knobs, the Greek, family, allies, and enemies was happening. It's a double rock. Hey, look, check this out, man. So I'm sitting here working, and as I'm working, in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? Nation building starts at home. And I came with that phrase, nation building starts at home. Let me raise this up because I'll just talk to y'all for a minute before I get back to work. As you can see, if you look at that window, it's nighttime again. Everybody in my house is asleep, and I'm over here doing this. Yeah, I'm over here. I got saws. Look, my family in here asleep. I got family coming from out of town and everything. They in here asleep. And I got power saws working in the room because the nation building don't stop, homie. It don't stop. And they already know. Man, look, I'm going to full shits of this. But anyway, they got a lot of things transpiring right now. Matter of fact, let me work and talk as I talk to y'all. Hopefully y'all can hear me. And I'm going to cut this fan off. Okay, the reason why I got that fan on because I had to get some ventilation popping. I don't have proper ventilation in here. But yeah, nation building starts at home. So, and the thing with that, so when people say, and this is going to be a rant about several different things. I'm also talking about what's going on in the United States. So when people start to say, what you're doing for the community, one of the greatest things you can do for a community, the best thing you can do for a community is do something like remodel your bathroom. Go remodel your bathroom at your house. And if you don't got a house, go get a house that you can have a bathroom to remodel. Why is that the great? Not feeding homeless people. Feeding homeless people is nothing. It's a band-aid. So you be like, damn, some dope. You ain't into feeding homeless people. You talking about remodeling the bathroom? That's selfish. Why do I say that? Feeding homeless people is not going to start an industry. Feeding the homeless people is not going to help somebody else stay up out of the pen. You learn how to remodel your bathroom and then have the confidence to be able to go out and build, actually build. Then that put you on a path to building your nation. Not feeding the motherfucker that ain't doing shit. So, well, dang, Slim, that's cold. They just had a bad start in life. Yeah, they had a bad start in life. Well, so, why we gotta always be the nation that want to help the people that have a bad start in life? Why don't we help the people that's trying to have a start in life? That's stupidity. We like one of the dumbest people on this planet. And that's when I agree with the rednecks. I had a conversation with a redneck, and he said, you know what we need to do with the people that ain't doing nothing, ain't producing, like people like you and me? He said, he felt like the people that don't have jobs and not doing anything and that's just leeches on society, with most of the alt-right, feel like they need to be killed. And then I was talking about, well, we got on things and South Africa came up. Then he said, Nelson Mandela's the reason for South Africa being the way it is. And I said, well, why you say that? And he was like, man, they was putting tires on people and burning them. Then I said, well, you talking about doing the same thing with killing them. He got quiet and he was like, but I don't want to waste gas. A bullet is cheaper. So, that goes to show that he's not really focused on the people. Right? But let's get back to this thing when I was talking about we need to stop feeding homeless people. The reason why we need to stop feeding homeless people, we got to reinstitute something else. We gotta stop trying to stop things and starting things. You feel me? So, for example, let's stop feeding homeless people or stop trying to stop them from being hungry, and let's start them feeding themselves. All this vacant land around here, all on the side of the freeways. All we got to do is siege the places on the side of the freeways and have homeless people. Why homeless people don't garden? Think about it. It don't take no rocket scientist to think homeless should garden. So what I did was I scribed it. After I scribed it and got it cut, I got it able to bend, basically like putting a door hinge on it to be able to break it. So, let me come up a little bit so y'all can see what I'm doing. Cause the thing is, we got our stuff still in here, and it's boy, it's a lot of dust in here. I'm cutting, especially with this stuff. But anyway, so another reason why we don't need to feed homeless because you got college student eating noodles. You feel me? So instead of feeding homeless, why don't you do something like adopt a college student? So that way, you can be helping the future and not trying to prop up the past. Because most likely, people out there homeless, hey, yeah, you got some success stories and you got some intelligent people out there, but you got those trying to be intelligent. You got a wave of children that's not on drugs and you got the youth ahead of them. A lot of people out there that's homeless, the majority of them are elderly. So we're going to have to sacrifice something. You got to understand, this is war. You have collateral damage in war. You feel me? Another thing is why you don't hear me on the YouTube talking about the cracker. Hold on. Let it blow my nose, mother. I got dust all in here. And if you thought that was nasty, you ain't never been on a construction site. We use torches to heat up our food anyway. But yeah. We ain't never been I don't be like the cracker. Because I told people that this revolution thing that y'all talking about ain't gonna happen how you think it's gonna happen. As a matter of fact, let me raise this up a little more. It ain't gonna happen with majority of blacks. The reason being is, I talk to a lot of people, a lot of rednecks, and that's what they call themselves. That's not what I'm calling them. They call themselves rednecks. I was in a class, a social setting. I was actually in the classroom. They was like, yeah, they was describing another white guy, and it was like, yeah, but he not a redneck. No, he one of those uppity. You feel me? So that's what they call themselves. You know what I mean? I don't be on here talking about the cracker. Now, true, white folks did a whole lot of atrocities. True, this society is leveraged towards white and against black. But the alt-right feel like it's leveraged against them as well. It's crazy to be white and feel like America is against you. And we black folks like, what? You said what? America's against who? You? And you white. Homie, you got the complexion for protection. You know what I mean? We got phrases for you. You know what I mean? If you're white, you're all right. And think about it. All right. If you're white, you're all right. You know what I'm talking about? But it's crazy how that is. If you're brown, you can stick around. If you're black, get back. You ain't got to understand that, homie. But anyway, so I don't be on here doing that. The reason being is because I knew that they was about to rise. If you understand the way these white folks talk down here in the South off of camera, and the reason why they'll talk to me about this, because they feel like I know you hate the system as much as I do. These motherfuckers, nigga, that whole, when they talk about a civil war, if you notice that they talk about a civil war a lot right now, that's because the Confederates and the Yankees ain't really settled that beef, homie. That's some real beef. They just put it aside. That shit coming back right now. Look at what's happening out there in France. Now, let me tell you, when it comes to France, there's nothing really to worry about except that there's going to be some reforms. They may get tired. People not going to work. The economy is going to slow down to a kind of like a gridlock. The essentials are going to be maintained. They're going to try to keep the people in essential things to keep things going. And they go end up, the people that's going to be going to work like water, garbage, they go end up paying them more money so they won't strike, and so they can stay and keep them like, look, man, we got to keep this country, we got to keep the citizens. I understand y'all want to protest, I understand with the people, we're going to pay y'all more money, but we got to be able to keep this going. If not, we have disease, and the people will be like, yeah, we got to keep this going. So the essential to get it still run. The problem, when you know there's a problem, if the United States send troops, if the United States send troops to France, there's a problem. Major problem. And the reason why that's a problem is because now you basically that's a deal maker. That now we're going to send troops to each other countries. So when the U.S. go up, because the U.S. is going to go up, and it ain't even going to be black folks and Mexicans that's do it. The white folks is going to blow the fuck up. Y'all don't understand. Man, I seen this coming a long time ago. But I didn't see it in France. I thought I seen it here. But when it happened here, and when they go up, homie, when I tell you they got bullets, I was talking to one guy, he told me he got 6,000 bullets for one gun. 6,000 rounds for one gun. That's how they bomb rounds. Then they got all these gun shows out here. I ain't never been in Compton and heard of gun shows. You feel me? But gun shows out here in the South, they got them. They on deck. You feel me? Let me take y'all with me. So, let me show y'all my progress. I ended up getting that done. But let me show y'all this right here. Let me look. When your measurements is on point, that's how you do it. When your measurements is on point, you know what I mean? At one time, look at that in there. Look at that. Now what happened was up here, I ended up having little pieces, and I end up messing up there. But I didn't really mess up. I said I was gonna cut a whole piece, so I started using all my scrap pieces so I could get that done. You see me up in here? See, man, when I start to get my fit on, I get my fit on. This is the piece I'm working on right now. But anyway, and I kind of have to slow down because I went to Home Depot and I was supposed to buy this box, and I ended up forgetting to get this damn box, homie. So I went to go get this box and I forgot to get it. But I got to get that box. That box have to be like this box right here. If you notice, this box got the rail on it, and that way I get to screw it and pull it out. So that's cool. But I end up buying some plates. They got some stationary plates. Now let me put this in here. Yeah, but anyway, so if you don't have a garden, I've been telling people garden. A lot of people don't understand the garden. I have to get back in my garden. I got to get back on my garden tools. I got to get back on. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm hoping this thing stay up a little bit longer so I can remodel this house, get this thing where it need to be, and get further out in the country. I need water wells because it's not about how much food you stack up and prepare. It's about a system that you can set in place to be able to have food. And I end up coming into that conclusion when I start prepping. Because I know when Rome does the Romans, and all these white people is buying the 3 B's. Beans, bullets, and Band-Aids. And I'm like, damn, the 3 B's, that sound like principle. You know, I operate off principle. So I was like, you know what? Let me start operating off the 3 B's. So I started doing that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's when you do your dance. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, you feel me? Well, yeah, it's in there nice. Set tripped. Let me tell you where I messed up at. Now I gotta take it back down. The reason being is I forgot where my studs at in there. Now what I can do, I can try to find the one down here, and I think it's only one. It might be only one. So what I could do, I could use my screws from the bottom and trace it all the way up, or if not, I could find it. So I got the waist belt. I mean, I got the harness, the tool belt, and all that. I got everything that's pretty much needed to redo this. All the tools, man. Look, y'all talking. Let me show y'all what I just bought. While y'all spend $120 for some shoes, homie, I just went, and I don't like to advertise for motherfuckers. I just went and bought me a whole set, homie. On deck. Yeah, and that's what helped me build to get these holes the way they are, right on point with my measure. I got new measuring tapes. I got 3 measuring tapes in this room right now. You feel me? I just found my square in the garage, but I ended up buying another square, and I bought a brand new one. Look. Brand new chunky level, got the young grip on it. Now the reason why I need this level, because of that bladder. Notice I also got the rubber bladder set up in there. It's my first time setting in the bladder. I got it in there pretty good, but I end up have to redo my drain. So when I'm about to redo my drain, my drain will be square. The first one was round, this one will be square, and it looked a whole lot flyer. I seen one that was like $50. I started to get it like, oh, this one fly, but I'm like, man, this one right here like 30, homie. And it's cool. I mean, just the grid pattern was different. So I'm like, you know what, forget it. I went for the one for 30, and it is what it is. So grid pattern different. I could go with a different grid pattern, but the reason why I had to get that is also because inside here it's like a 3x3, and I'm gonna need a smaller level. I got a 4-foot level. My 4-foot level not gonna work in there to be able to do what I need to do in there. But anyway, Yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff going. We gotta understand what's going on. We got nations around us falling. So why going into your bedroom or your bathroom in your home and remodeling your home? Even if you could convince your neighbor, you got a neighbor that's on what you want, convince them to remodel their home. Y'all get together and do it. Let me tell you, understand what it takes for a people. Like, let me say my wife, right, for example. I'll take my queen. Me and my queen, we vibe. We could run a house together, but build something together. No, because she don't know what to do. She be stuck and waiting for the next step. Now I tell her, okay, now we about to put this wall up. She can't visually see the wall and know what needs to be done. That takes a certain type of thinking. Her thinking isn't this. And then when it come time to start, like this wall, this board is heavy. It's concrete board. I told my daughter beyond thinking I told her to move it one day. She tried to grab it yesterday. Matter of fact, when the video I post up, she tried to grab it and realized it was heavy. And she was like, oh man, it's heavy. I was like, no problem, I got it. I just want to show her what I'm going through in here, in this place. You know what I mean? So with that being said, is when you get out building, I don't work on shipyards. I don't work on like apartment buildings. Matter of fact, it's one off of Harvard in Manchester, homie, in LA. One of the first big buildings I worked on. I don't work on houses. I don't work with small crews. I don't work with big crews. I don't work with crews with 36 men. You feel me? And that ain't even big when it comes to these major projects. But that was big to me, you know, coming from Compton and gangbanging and shit. But then to be able to work with man. And when we was gangbanging, I was a supervisor in a sense with my homies, because I orchestrated certain things and make sure everybody got home safe and make sure everybody got home free. That was like me. And one of my homeboys, Scrap, rest in peace, was like, man, because we had started pushing this mafia line, and he was like, man, you Michael. Scrap was calling me Michael, and he said he's Sonny. And it's crazy that he called me Michael and he's Sonny, because Sonny ended up dying. I'm like, man, Sonny ended up dying and Scrap ended up dying. South and peace to Scrap. But he always called me Michael. And they was like, man, we need you out here. You the brains. We need you. And I was like, man, I ain't lying. I want to go back. But the thing with going back to the hood is the homies ain't ready to build like I'm ready to build. I was in the hood one day, and when I went back to the hood, I jumped out with the homies like, what's happening, whatever, whoa. And matter of fact, it was that same day I did a video, got like 24,000 views on it. And I'm like, I tell the homies, I'm out there, I'm in the dashiki, all that, boom, S dome on, I'm sagging through the city. Get back to the house, man, see all the homies out here feeling good to see the park doing like that. And it felt good to see the homies out and living. But then I asked the homies, damn, they got a camera in the park? They're like, yeah, man, don't worry about that. They don't ever come off of it or nothing like that or whatever. Whoa. I'm like, what you mean don't worry about that? Like y'all don't understand what that is? Y'all, like, anybody not I started acting like, man, and I started talking about taking actions, you know, just taking actions, precautions. I'm going to say precautions, man, taking, proactive measures. Let's do it that way. So, and I end up showing them about the proactive measures that could be taken, but they really didn't understand. But see, what my homies don't understand and why they're a danger to me is because of they got the RICO. The RICO may start happening real major in the United States because of what she's going through. And not only that, with the RICO is that you could be associated. Like, for example, the homie out there in California, he want to come out here. Somebody in Georgia want 10 pounds. Homie got 10 pounds. He came out here, man, 10 pounds. I'm like, oh, look, yeah, so-and-so said need 10 pounds. Hey, man, look, want 10 pounds. And they're like, all right. They're like, all right, cool. They end up switching to 10 pounds, right? So, after that, they go about their business. They end up doing business 3 or 4 or 5 more times. They end up doing business that whole year. And after that whole year, they doing business, they like, it end up happening to where one of them get busted, right? No, the old boy out of town get busted. And then he like, oh, well, I was getting from this cat in California. Like, oh, yeah, you in Georgia. How did y'all meet? Right? And then he like, a friend hooked me up with him. Okay, well, what's this friend name? This cat right here breaking. He don't want all them years. So he ended up mentioning my name. Now, I ain't touched the weed. I didn't do anything to it. Now, I'm hypothetically speaking. I didn't touch it. I didn't even see them exchange it. All I did was just put them on the phone with each other. Wouldn't even meet with them in person. I just gave him a phone number, told him now I called homie, tell him so-and-so will be calling. Just that I had me locked up, right? So, what that is, and it's like a guilty by association type thing. And what that is, what I was actually explaining to him about these cameras. Like, do you understand that these cameras, they put cameras all over the city. When you drive in your license plate, bing, 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 right? They go in and type in your license plate. Now, all of a sudden, crime happened, and it was the type of car that you was in. They'll put in your license plate, and everywhere your license plate was, they'll draw a map at the time it was and the direction you was going. You feel me? And if you ended up at that park last and on that camera, it hit that license plate, bing. Okay, this the last time it was hit. It was at this location. We'll send a unit out to that location. Unit ride past. Yep, I see the vehicle at the location. Then they on you. I mean, not only that, then they also got the biometrics where they hit your face or they hit your walk. They could put your walk together with another silhouette, homie. Like, well, this is a similar walk. You feel me? Then they have to start proving allegations that you was up in that area, whatever, what have you not. But if it's to get to the point to where court really don't mean nothing because it's court in the streets. So that's why nation building starts at home. When you go through all that in the streets, trying to get everybody else to do things in the street. And like even this thing with Nature Boy, homie, they way to fucking Mexico. You got people in the conscious community worrying about STDs in Mexico. I don't understand how, as we conscious, worried about STDs in Mexico, worried about a baby being born in Mexico. I just don't understand that. When it's a female and a male down the street from you, they got chlamydia. But you ain't doing nothing about the people down the street. When you walk outside, you notice you don't see none of these people homes. You don't see these people doing anything. You only see them on the screen with the same background. You don't see their families. You don't see them. So how do you know that these people are real? How do you know that they're not sent in there and they not agents? How do you know that? How do you know that? Like, you feel me? So when I take this thing with a grain of salt. I don't ask you for money. I got a job. You feel me? I work for my own money. And not only that, by remodeling this bathroom, if I ever lose my job, I go get another job by remodeling bathrooms. That's why nation building starts at home. So I'm really just pushing the line on this. I'm kind of like have to slow down. I'm gonna do that drain. Get that drain out the way. But anyway, yeah, homie. I'm just really trying to get this thing going and get this thing moving, man. And this is really one of my first projects, all of my own, me doing right here. This first project. I think I'm gonna call somebody in for the towel, and to aid me with that. I got a brother that's real good with towel. He gave me some real good information. I actually went and helped him do a project, and so that was our first. I called him for a project. He told me he had some projects. I told him I could help. I went to him, helped, knocked out some of that work for him, and get on. You know what I mean? I ain't got paid for the work yet. I ain't asking him about the money. I ain't asking about none of that because I'm nation building. You feel me? He tell you the truth. He don't mean got to pay me. And that work that I did for him was for the nation. Because I'm a slave to this RBG nation. And I love being a slave to RBG. I do it all for free for RBG. You feel me? And then with that being said, that could be misconstrued. Because people like they'll start trying to use you. You know what I mean? It was, matter of fact, it was one brother in the movement. I ain't going to mention his name because he's a very reputable brother. Like, he called me and told me with the name RBG. And he was like, man, brother, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this. All right, cool, man. I called, like, last time he seen me before that call, man, my sister in the hospital, tears falling from my eyes. I'm like, man, I'm about to lose my sister. Like, I'm gone. Like, I'm hot. I don't know who to attack, whatever. But he talked about how he was gonna help me, and then he came with something that I had to purchase. No problem, I purchase it from you. It wasn't like, here, homie, just go get homie love. I see you in distress. Just take it. Don't even trip, homie. I just want her to get better. None of that. It was none of that. It was like, here, give me the money. So it was all good. Then, only time I heard from him after that, he called, oh yeah, you know, this and that. Like, homie, you told me you was gonna call me back and give me some information. And I asked you about certain things, and you said you was gonna give me the answers to the. Oh no, then I asked him about this, and he know more about this than I do. Certain things, the medicine. And so I asked him about these medicines. And, oh, yeah, I'm going to get back with you with your information. He never got back to my information. Last time he called me asking me to do some work for him. You feel me? So I'm a man of my word. I try to be a man of my word. So nation builder starts at home. And home is also within self. Man, it starts with you. And without, man, my son. And I was talking to another female. You know, I'm looking for a second wife, right? Talking to another female, well, a second queen, not a wife, because you feel me, in the United States, words and legalities and different words. But anyway, And one thing that she was saying was that I told her, yeah, my son has said, he asked me, Baba, can I go and get something out of the refrigerator? And I was like, yeah. And I told her, yeah, it was my son asking, can he go get something out of the refrigerator? What? He have to ask? We didn't have to ask coming up. I said, well, shit, she don't have children. I'm like, well, what you mean you don't have to ask? I said, well, yeah, I want them to ask before they start just going through in the kitchen. And no, they didn't have to ask. And they asked. And my youngest son catching on. You know, he's more of one I gotta work with, but then she was like, no, that don't make sense. They should just be able to go in there and get what they want. I said, well, look, let me ask you this. She said, now if we was at somebody else's house, they have to ask. I said, well, how do you train them to be able to ask when they go to somebody else's house? Well, you train them at home. Well, what situations are you going to use at home to train them? So she basically saying that she wants to train the children not to go through other people's stuff, but she can't even train the children not to go through their own stuff, not to ask first. So once they understand the principle of asking, you let them know, look, when all you have to do is when you on your way there, you hit them with them principles. They learned it all at home. Well, I had to ask to go in the refrigerator. You old enough now to go in there by yourself. Basically, you telling them now that you learned the rules, you old enough to go in there by yourself. You don't have to ask no more because you know now. So when you tell them, anytime you go to anybody else's house, ask before you go into the refrigerator. Ask them, can you have something? So now they know, boom, the rules kick back in. Until you start at home. It may seem asinine when you thinking, oh, well, you gotta ask, and you want to be a dictator and all this. Well, yeah, I'm a fucking dictator. I'm the only one eat pussy in my house. If I had 8 wives, I'm the only one eat pussy in my house, and I'm the dictator. I'm the one to dick. My baby boys ain't eating no pussy in my house. My baby boys, when they eat pussy, they gotta go get their own house. You feel me? My wives ain't eating pussy. So, yes. Yeah, everybody talking about, Nate boy yelling at him. Yes, I yell too. I yell a lot. I debate a lot. I argue a lot. All that. You feel me? One thing that we don't do, and I'm learning how not to do in my home, is have the same argument twice. It's because we're adults when it comes to the adults. But with the children, it's repetition with them because they got to learn. But with the adults, look, can we not have this argument again? That shows growth. If we're having the same argument, we're not growing. So it's these type of things when I say nation building starts at home, man. And a lot of people don't understand how nation building starts at home. You feel me? And even with this, man, the brothers, my baby boys, like right now, I'm in a situation to where it's kind of dangerous in here and I got stuff all over the place and I need to just move to where I can't have them in here. But when I'm about to start painting that room, I'm going to have them in there again. You know what I mean? When I start pulling up carpet, I'm going to have them in there again. You know, so I bring my boys in, bring my daughter in, I let them see how it's done. So when you were able to do this, because I know my father, one day I came over to my father's house and he had the floor ripped up. And I'm like, man, Father, we got to call somebody to do this. He's like, no, son, we're going to do it ourselves. And that right there, just that one instance of my father tearing up that floor, like in 2005, homie. And we put that floor back down, we put that towel down, and we was able to walk on it and not fall through. Just that gave me all the confidence I need to go out and build anything. Now, right now, I remember my first time getting back to a shipyard. I had to get reacclimated. Something landed on the deck above me. Boom! And I'm like, oh, I got on. Like, you feel me? Now, that reaction of me getting on from the boom, or that reaction of me watching out from where it's coming from, that came from me being in the hood. You feel me? So I'm taking them back in the hood. So now, even still, when I was at the shipyard, I was in the hood on a swivel. Things I learned at home. My concepts are just because you learned it in the streets don't mean you don't take it at home. There's things I learned in game banging that I use in my house. Now my baby boys, when they go out, they watching each other. They got each other back. Things I learned in game banging. You don't think that these principles, you can learn principles in the wildest places. It was things I learned when I was pimping. It was things I learned from having prostitutes to where it's like I really enjoy just the company of a woman without having sex to her, without trying to get money from her. I really just enjoy the company of women. And I found out about myself during pimping and hoeing, you know what I mean, having hoes, and I have 4 hoes in a hotel room, and I'm thinking like I really just enjoy having women around me. Like I'm complacent. So this is my life. I thought it was pimping. But then I got deeper into the consciousness and I found out it's polygyny. It's not pimping. I could do this. And I wish I could do this. And I was saying to myself, man, I wish I could do this without them having to sell pussy. So I was trying to teach them, trying to get them to check in school and trying to get them
That's how I lost most of my hoes. Trying to get them to better themselves. Trying to get them not to smoke cigarettes.